So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the farm. Give me a hug on this Thursday. Waiting on my man to get home. Should be home here in just a minute. So listen, I tried to film a video yesterday. I did film it. And I did not get to edit it. I actually transferred all the clips over, but I didn't get to sit down and actually edit the video last night because it pushed my bedtime and I was too busy trying to find. I know some of you are going to say, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, shouldn't be wearing those things. I get you. I understand what you're saying. I've done some research, and I think if you do further research, you're going to pretty much find out you shouldn't have any electronics at all, and you need to do a comparison, but I'll just let y'all do what you want to do. But I want you to laugh with me for a second. I couldn't find my AirPods. So the whole thing of, I put this on Facebook, everything's going to come out in the wash, is a true statement. So we were looking for my AirPods. I had the case, and I apparently had, because when I wear my AirPods, I usually wear it when I'm doing dishes or if we go to the gym for a few minutes. I don't wear them a lot all day or anything like that. I really don't. Or if I'm doing a quick short, sometimes I might wear them when I'm doing certain parts of the barn, and then I take them out because I want to be able to hear what's going on. So if I'm like doing the rabbits or something like that, I'll have them in. But for safety reasons, I don't. But sometimes I'll take them out, and I sat them down, and I couldn't remember where I sat them down. And we tried to take my phone, and we were trying to find it. And long story very short, after a lot of drama, I checked the washing machine as well. I had a load in the washer and the dryer. And we spent all this time, James was up here with the flashlight, looking. It was just driving us crazy because we couldn't locate it with the phone, okay? We did finally figure out that it was telling us they were at least in the house. Got to the point where I thought the dog ate them. Oh my gosh, the dog has eaten my little doohickeys. So I'm gonna have to watch them. I may have to call the vet tomorrow. I'm watching, everything seems normal. I'm gonna have to go out and check all the dog poop, all this stuff. So I just prayed about it and dropped it. I didn't get to edit the video. And I'm glad I didn't because, well, you'll find out here in a minute. But so I had to go rewash that load of laundry. Don't you hate it when you do that? It's like, okay, I'm going to retumble this and I'm going to rewash you. And when I went, after I rewashed the load that was in the wash machine that I checked last night, I picked up the final t-shirt. And there they went, bloop, bloop. And those suckers still work. So they were washed twice. I have the cleanest AirPods that Apple's ever made. And, I'm speaking for your product right now, Apple. I don't have any sponsors for anything, but if you want to give me a call, I can be your conservative spokesman, I guess. So there's this whole thing of this deal of it all comes out in the wash, y'all. But I thought about it, and I told James was laughing at me this morning. And anyway, I said I wasn't meant to put that video up. And I knew that last night. But today I decided I was going to make a video showing you all the changes on the farm, which I want to do, but it's incredibly windy. So I may do some footage and then talk about it to update you. That will come next or in the morning because it is really windy. I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of movement going on, so that does disrupt filming. But I'm going to say this as loving and as kind as I can be. I'm not going to be nice. I'm just going to be kind because I think that's the expectation. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I've said this before, and I don't want to come from a position of being defensive because I'm not going to be. I'm not, and I'm not trying to be, I guess is what I should say. I think when I filmed something like this yesterday, I came across as being defensive, so God stopped me, made me think about it, and I thought, well, I'm not going to do this. And then I was getting everything cleaned up to come up here and film, and a video was recommended to me. And I hope you hear me out on this. There's a fly in the car. I can't imagine. I'm sitting by a bunch of cows, so yeah. I don't know if you watch, is it Alaska Prepper? I know his name is Rudy. I don't know him personally, okay? I'm aware of his channel, and I know there's been things that have happened to him over the last year or so, and I think he took a break. So you can tell I don't have all the facts here, and I'm not trying to. But a video of his became recommended to me today about talking to you all, if you follow his channel and his followers, about all that he's been going through over the last, 6 months, longer than that, basically a year. from more about his health crisis, which I knew he had been previously diagnosed as a diabetic. If I say anything wrong, I don't mean to, okay? Please go check him out on his channel, okay? But he goes through this whole conversation about that, his health challenges, sounds like some personal challenges, he'll even tell you some mental challenges and a divorce. And I'm not trying to pull him out as an example, because he does seem to be he'll tell you he's doing much better, but you can tell he's been through and still going through a lot. So please pray for him and his family and go support his channel. I know he's got some good content there, especially over the last several years in terms of prepping. With everything we've been through since COVID, I know that, he's had a very popular channel. So Rudy, we're praying for you, okay? We're praying for you, sir. And I've listened to most of your video, and I want to say, he's really doing a huge service for you all. When somebody is willing to come out, especially on social media, and say, this is me, this is what I've been through, this is what I'm going through, and I don't want you to feel sorry for me, I just want to tell you what's happening and relate to you. I think that's also a very brave and bold teaching moment, okay? Because in his video, he talked about his health crisis that he's experienced, and he also talked about he's gone to pretty much a no-carb diet. I'm assuming he's mostly carnivore. It's an assumption on my part, and the difference that has made for him. So so pray for him. Go check him out. He's got more content coming and has had some since. So thank you for that update. But it slung me back into the video that I made yesterday. And I'm not trying to make this about me, but I want to explain something. It is about me at this point. It's interesting because I've touched on this over the past a little bit over the past 2 to 3, 4 months about the changes that I've been through. I haven't had a health crisis, but the changes here with myself, my family, and even my life, my spiritual life, my walk with Jesus, and our farm. And what I want to say is that it is very obvious, if you haven't figured it out, that everyone is going through something right now. It is impossible, in my opinion, that we as human beings, especially Americans, or anyone for that matter, is not seeing the world change all around us. And I think that it is an unrealistic expectation on anyone's behalf if they think everybody is going to be, or should be, the same person that they were 5, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You age. Everybody around you ages. There is gains and loss. There's the ebb and flow of life. There are things such as people go through a financial crisis or a health crisis, a divorce, death, and that changes people. And where I'm going with this is I want to thank Rudy for talking like that, because it gave me the strength to go, you know what, I'm going to make this video, because this is why I'm doing what I'm doing in terms of changes with what you see with myself, my family, James, our walk with God, and the content here on my channel. I've talked about this, like I said, I've had a lot of, not a lot, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it's the majority. I mean, it's a little handful of people. And I know some of you are going to say, well, it must be a troll or a bot. Well, no, some of them want to go as far as even privately emailing me. They disapprove of me talking about us trying to be healthier, trying to focus on, as a couple, cheering each other on in terms of being more physically fit, eating different, eating better. Nothing on this farm has gone away, and I've said this endlessly. And the only difference from this year to last year was the fact that I told you I wasn't going to garden this year, to give my land a rest. I felt that was a calling. It was a calling before I started really getting into what you see us doing right now. And I feel blessed that we have the capability to do that. Okay. And I want to encourage you to do that as well. And I think Rudy, speaking like he is encouraging you to do the best you can as well, because you don't know what curveball life is going to throw at you on its own. And then you throw in the entire world circumstances and what our country is going through, what the US dollar is going through, what inflation is doing, what politics. I mean, I could just keep going. But because I have pulled back and gotten control of myself and my circumstances with my own self, changes in my life. I mean, I'm going to be 50 years old next year, folks. If you think I'm the same little chick that you saw in 2014, I'm not. And I'm better for it. So I want to address this. And there's a part of me that bows up and says, I just want you to know I'm going to block and ban you if you make negative comments, because I think that anybody that tries to put down anyone that's trying to make a positive change with the circumstances that we face as a people, you need to be put in the corner by yourself. And I hope you realize what you're doing, not only to someone else potentially, but also to yourself. So we need a divorce, okay? Okay, I'm not going to call out individual names. You know who you are. Or anything like that, because it's not worth my time. But I want to let all of my followers know that barn is still there. Not one animal, we've had circumstances where things naturally go on their own. That's life and having a farm or a homestead. Nothing has changed other than I took a break from the gardens this year. And I know why I did, because my husband went through and is still in, I don't want to say still in, is always on the cusp of a health crisis due to his past health crisis, which is very similar to what Rudy has been through in terms of diabetes. My husband still has congestive heart failure. And I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings, but you're not my top priority. I'm here to share. I'm here to have fun. And I'm going to continue to do these things at my pace with what I'm doing on our journey. And this is our journey right now. Saving my family, protecting my family from all of the spiritual warfare as much as I can. Ultimately, I don't have that control. That's Jesus. But I have a part in this as the wife and mother and caretaker of this family and farm. You are not my top priority. As I or anyone else shouldn't be your top priority. It should be yourself. It should be your walk with Jesus, your relationship with God, your spouse. And when I say you, what I mean is the care that you give yourself in order for you to serve, especially you women. Guys too, how are you going to take care of your wife or mom or girlfriend or children, daughters, whatever you've got going on out there if you're not giving it your best to make sure that you are healthy, that you are wiser, that you are strong? So if that puts you off in terms of my content here on this channel, me talking about Jesus, my observation with what I know is going on in this world right now, the circumstances that are going to get worse, because they are. I don't know. I understand people want to see baby chicks because it makes them feel good for a few minutes. But, what I think is that it is, while that's positive and you can learn from that, I have 2,800 videos. And, I am going to show, I can talk about a brooder this week because I have one. I didn't have one this past summer. I laid off. Of some things because I have a lot to tend to and I have a lot to care for, just like you do in the aspects of your life. So I chose to kind of pause and not add to that because I have a lot to take care of in order to get myself right and better spiritually and to observe myself, start taking care of my health so that I can take care of my husband, who I'd like for him to be around a little bit longer than what they've told him he's going to be. See, I want to serve Him. I'm not trying to serve YouTube. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be here. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try to do my best to encourage you. I'm going to share what we're doing on our journey with what we're doing on our journey. I'm not going to lie to you and go set up a fake brooder today just to make a video for you. It happens every single day. When you see a video, whether it's in my little tiny half crazy kitchen or sitting in my little car or in my barn, which is needing an entire makeover, this is where I live. This is what we do. Whether I have makeup on or not, I make videos organically and have from the beginning with everything that we're doing at the time in which we are doing it. Whether we're trying a recipe, making those biscuits, whether I'm canning tomatoes, I'm not going to go and buy apples today and make apple butter just to make a video. I've never taken that approach, and at the times that I thought that maybe I had to do that to be a content creator, it provided nothing but stress, and I don't want that because there's enough stress in the world as it is. Take a look around. So for the few of you that want to be negative and to talk down to me and my family because I'm not out here doing a rectal check on a cow, which you probably don't even have a cow. That's the strange thing, is you probably don't even have a cow. You just want to see that content. Then I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm not going to bend with what I know I am doing by my calling and my personal mission right now, just to entertain you. Maybe a marketer would tell me I am foolish for making a video like this, but after seeing what Rudy was willing to share in the past couple of days on the video that I just saw like an hour ago, I think it's important that we have this conversation. You have to be bold and brave with what you're doing, folks. The reality is things are not going to get easier. You're seeing clearly anybody that's willing to go out of their way just to be ugly to someone because they didn't show a rabbit the way that they expected it to be seen today, or I don't know what the expectation is. There's a serious cry out for mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health in this country. This is why I'm telling people over and over and over again to please drop to your knees and repent and accept Jesus and to get yourself right. And when you do that and you start that journey, things move very quickly, and it's going to affect everything that you do, from how you view, how you serve others, how you deal with people, how you deal with anxiety and stress. You know, a lot of that goes away because, you know, it's really sad. It's normal but sad at the same time to say, I can't get up and do today because I'm so depressed. We can all have those moments, and some of us have circumstances that are going to put you there. Well, guess what? The world's circumstances are going to make those harder. So this is why it's important that we try really hard now to get as right as we can now. So when those extra stressors come upon you, you'll be that much stronger for them. That's the spiritual warfare that you're going to have to just literally put your armor on and stand up against. And I've made my decision on who I'm going to be. And my husband has decided who he is going to be. And I am his biggest cheerleader. So if you see me working out in the gym, I'm sharing what we're doing. My form may be wrong. I may look silly, stupid, but we're enjoying that. And I see so many of you out there that need that. Many people aren't going out and buying dairy cows right now. Okay, I'm not milking my dairy cow right now. I hope to be milking my dairy goats. Looks like February into March is going to likely happen for me. But until then, I'm going to maintain, take care, focus on getting things in a good position, But the most important thing right now is for me as a wife and as a mother to continue to get as right as I possibly can, and to serve God and to serve my husband. Everything else falls in line after that. So one more time, with all due love and respect, even though I clearly did, that's not being reciprocated, that's okay, I don't expect it. But I don't expect to take the disrespect either, because we should all be very busy, really busy right now, making sure that we're getting right. You will be healthier and you will be happier when you do. So if you want to divorce my channel, that's fine, because I'm not going to take a beat down, because I know I'm doing what is absolutely right. And that is the choice that I make today. And anybody that's been through a health crisis or a mental health crisis, I firmly believe that if you have a spouse that is willing to say, we're going to put these things right here, we're going to maintain them, but we're focusing on this together, okay? I'm going to get right, but you're going to get really right. I'm watching my husband glow up. What kind of woman would I be to not support that? It's not going to happen. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. Make sure you go check that channel out. Pray for him and his health and his personal situation. God knows what he's doing all the time. We have to be willing to stand down at times and recognize what our calling is, and put our own desires, needs, greeds, attitudes aside to go, okay, I may not be as popular, I may not be as liked, I may not make as much money, but I'm going to obey. I know you understand. Videos are coming. I work them in almost every day as much as I can. Sometimes they're hit or miss because we have a lot going on. But you know what I ultimately know? By you guys, especially the ones that have been here a very, very long time, you're busy too. And you're so busy and you're trying so hard that you recognize when someone else is doing the same, and you just give a fist bump right through the phone, right through the screen, right through the internet, and say, you go. And I see all of you out there talking about all the changes that you're making and how you're dealing with things. And I want you to know how proud I am. I don't mean this condescending, how proud I am of so many of you for being such kind people. It's a wonderful reminder how good and kind so many people still are. And we have to win together. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next video.